Hey Jess, what did you just watch?
The witch.
You watched The
What?
Witch. Did
I'm
you?
turning
Okay.
so red, but
Yeah, why are
what?
you going so red? What happened?
Wh- What? I don't know what happened. There was a baby and then there wasn't a baby. The baby was gone.
Baby was killed, yeah. Sacrificed.
More
But
than kill. Sacrificed. It was a meal.
mm, yeah, true. What
Um,
else? What else? What's the first things that come to your mind, Jess?
Baby. Victoria's Secret push-up bra. For the scene where the witch is like supposed to be really like it's a what you call it. She has a magic trick so she looks really like young and hot,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she's just like makeup, like
yeah.
eyeliner, smoky eye, just like phoom. That um pile of wood. I
Yep.
enjoyed the callbacks to the wood pile. I took note of the wood pile callbacks.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. And the crop farm that is all rotten.
Mm-hmm.
And they are basically starving.
Yeah. Me when someone says all I'm good for is chopping wood, don't wag your tongue at me.
It's gonna be a new
Get
catchphrase.
mine tongue out of thine mouth.
Ah, now, did you watch it with subtitles?
I did.
Good. Because I would just like to say that the language isn't that it is accurate in a way, but not
It's
entirely.
I think the language was in a good place.
What in the middle between like
I
like
think
modern day
yeah,
English and
because for
then New England.
context, this film takes place, if you haven't seen it, it takes place in the Pilgrim times in the US.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good middle ground between being a period piece in the sense that they were speaking in more Old English,
Mm.
but within the reason that we could understand it. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't over, like it didn't take over the piece,
You definitely
which
can't
I
watch it
thought,
and understand it without subtitles. You
yeah,
need subtitles.
I usually use subtitles if I'm watching
Mm.
by myself anyway.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate it because I think I would have missed out some lines or some things that
Mm.
were said,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
especially when
totally
there's more
understandable.
chanting. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was a good balance. I think it's a struggle with these kinds of films where sometimes they just all have American accents, like modern day, and they're just like,
Mm. I have one thing about
yeah,
the
okay.
accents.
Yes, go on.
Did you notice that they all have slightly different accents,
Mm.
which they shouldn't have? That doesn't work because they're all in they're all the same, they're a Puritan family.
I will say, I
Mm.
do think it's believable that the younger children have different accents because they
Yeah,
were born in the new world, so to speak, with the new, when you have the conglomeration of
yeah,
accents
yeah.
between the new immigrants, the Native Americans as well, and like all this language coming together. I can get why they would have a different accent
Okay,
because it's a
I
new
hadn't thought
accent
about
that's
it.
starting to develop.
Yeah, okay. No, that's a good point.
So I can see that. Anya
Mm.
Taylor-Joy and the parents, not so much.
Yeah,
But
they
for
needed
the
to have
younger
similar.
kids, I understand.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good point. Um, and who was your favorite family member?
Oh, okay. I have thoughts on the goat. We'll talk about the goat later.
Okay.
Um, I really liked the eldest son.
Yeah.
I think the actor was incredible for a
Mm.
child actor. Like there was a lot of nuance
Well, I think all the
to.
actors are incredible in this film,
Oh
even the
yeah,
the child actors. I mean, they did such a great job.
yeah.
I
Oh,
heard that
Jonas and Mercy. Yeah, the two
yeah,
little kids.
I
I
heard it was
think.
quite a demanding shoot as well.
Oh, really? Because
Well, with
I
the
for
animals and that.
Yeah, because also for those of you watching, I literally just watched this movie. I finished it 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I
that's why
haven't
we're
looked up
like,
anything about it.
yeah, that's why I was like, hop on Zoom. Give me your
Yeah.
initial opinions. I watched the film about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago now, but I've been working on it as like research. And then I was like, Jess, we need to watch this film. I got a cool
Hmm.
angle. Anyway, so
Yeah.
what were you saying, Jess? Before
Um,
you were talking about the
yeah,
child actors.
Caleb, the actor who played Caleb,
Mm,
Harvey Scrimshaw.
mm.
He was excellent. I
Yeah.
think it was also this is a weird thing to say, but I think the specific lighting and color grade that they had for this film,
Mm,
he had great features
yeah.
for it. With the
Yeah.
with his freckles and everything and
Mm,
like his face, he really the camera suited him, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
I have a question. Do you think this film would have been good if it do you think it would have looked better if it was shot on film over digital? Because this film was shot on digital for context.
Hmm. I don't know about better. I think
Mm.
it would
Well, not better,
suit
like its overall
this.
aesthetic. Like, do you think it would have been more authentic if it was
Hmm.
shot on film? Because it's like a film set in New England,
Hmm.
Puritan times.
I don't know about films. I don't know about authentic because
Okay.
people say that about period pieces sometimes that you have to shoot on film. I'm like, okay, well, the period that you're speaking of, they didn't have film. Like,
No, it's a good point, but I think with some
I think
filmmakers,
it fits the stylized look
mm,
sometimes. I think especially what audiences come to expect when they're watching a historical piece, especially something in the Puritan era.
yeah.
With I think light is very important,
Hmm.
and I think if you are shooting on film, you're more likely to take light into consideration and plan your shoot
Yeah.
with the use of light versus I think sometimes with digital,
Hmm.
it's more of a, oh, we need light, but we're not getting artistic with it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I think that's maybe more of the reason why viewers like sometimes film, like historical pieces shot on film cameras, because
Mhm.
there's more intentionality
Yeah,
put into
yeah,
the look.
yeah. If you
And
could,
that could lean to the authenticity that you're talking about.
yeah. No, I get that. I know that the budget didn't, didn't permit for them to be able to
Hmm.
shoot on film. Because it, well, it was Edgar's first feature film, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it's his first feature in 2015. So, I mean, I don't know if you've seen The Lighthouse, which is one of his
Mm.
most recent.
And that was
Um,
another
a lot of
interesting
them
one.
are a lot of them are shot, though his films now mainly shot on
Hmm.
film, not digital. But that's because he has the budget for it now. And his style suits f shooting on film more than it does digital, I think. But this film is
I
still
can see
great.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, this is like his artistic style. I felt every frame of The Witch it was reminiscent of a Renaissance painting. It looked like, you could take every still, every frame, you could clip every single frame, and it would look like a painting in a museum,
Yeah,
like from
I
the
think,
Renaissance period, or like
like
all
you
of that.
said, it was very intentional.
Mm,
I think it was very, what I also appreciated is that along, it was paired very well with sound,
yeah.
so that a lot of the shots were very rhythmic.
Mm,
Which again, you have this sort of like chanting and devilishing, the
mm,
opening to the film as well, in
yeah.
particular. I think there's this really good tension that he's established
Yeah.
that
I
sort of
yeah.
builds, and you're waiting for something to happen, and I think again why you said his style suits film in a
Mm-hmm.
way is that you're searching the frame
Hmm.
because it feels very intentional each shot.
Yeah,
So
like
you're
there's
like,
something
surely
there.
there must be something there. And again, this is with a lot of horror movies. It's the sort of fear of something's going to be looking back at you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they did a really good, they use that very well where with a lot of good horror films, it's about
Hmm.
the suspense, and you don't show the scary thing. You
Mm.
use it very sparingly, like with the witch. We
Yeah.
rarely actually see her,
Yeah.
so that it's way more shocking and terrifying when you do
Yeah.
see her.
Yeah.
So I think that was done very well.
Yeah. I think with sort of every scene, like every element of film form, the music, the cinematography, composition, all of that, when when Eggers has sort of orchestrated all of it, the suspense adds to that sort of uneery, like that eerie feeling that witchcraft carries. Like if we put ourselves back
Mm.
into the Puritan times, if we were in the Puritan patriarchy back in New England, right? So if we go back in time, years and years and years and years ago, um, the film emulates that feeling that, it's almost like one of our own has been accused of being a witch and witchcraft is still here. It's still in our day-to-day lives. If you know, it sort of adds to that
Hmm.
to the Satanism part of the film. So yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
I
but
guess
yeah.
related to that then, one
Mm,
question I did want to ask,
hmm
I wrote down notes as I was watching this,
Yeah.
is in the like sort of horror genre, I think when it comes to historical horror,
Mm,
Puritan witch hunt era is very popular
hmm
with like modern film. I mean,
Yeah.
there's loads of them. I mean, for example, there's like sorry, I'm blanking. There's another film. We're gonna cut this bit out, okay?
That's
Let me
fine.
find the because I had a comparison to make.
Okay.
Puritan era. Wait, what was it? Film horror about Puritan witch hunts. Um. Okay, I can't find it, so we're gonna cut it.
Okay, that's fine.
Um. So there's
Joe.
a lot of films. I'm gonna keep going, but I just won't say a specific one.
Mm,
So there's a lot of films that kind of use this setting, Puritan era, witch hunter, sort of the first settlers
mm.
in early America. And why do you think this is so popular with the horror genre specifically?
Well, I think that, well, when you think of, okay, for starters, when you think of the horror genre, when people think of a horror film, they think of jump scares, a film that is fueled
Mm-hmm.
with jump scares, and that is the horror element, or a slasher, lots of blood, you know. But with The Witch, it's the the suspense, it's the sort of uncertainty, and like it's a horror film that will crawl, sort of get into your skin, and like it's gonna crawl into your skin, and like you cannot. This film will not leave you. This film will stay with you if that makes sense, right? Um, so I feel like it's quite. I would say it's actually hands down probably the best one. It's the best horror film I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and there's a lot of research online when people are saying that it is one of the, it's, or the ending in particular, which we'll touch on at a later date, but the ending is one of the best horror film endings
Mm-hmm.
out there. And when if you think we've got Psycho, we've got Friday the 13th, so many great horror films, The Shining, you know, and to think that a really small budget, well, not really small budget, but like
Yeah.
a big budget, but you know, smaller than a Hollywood budget film
And a
by
new director.
yeah, by a new director, shot with young upcoming actors. You know, it
And then in
performed
the
so well.
and I assume in the early days of A24 as well. I
Mm.
feel like nowadays if this was a film that was released by
Mm.
A24, there would be a lot of people who would, how do you say, the expectation would be higher.
Yeah, yeah, it would be. I feel like to have your film picked up that early on in A24's film journey is a real achievement. Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome. And to have some like just also to be so different and to step outside the norm of filmmaking and like the boundaries of film.
Yes.
It really is a film that breaks boundaries and doesn't shy away
Mm-hmm.
from experimentation, and that's what I love, and that's what I, you know, applaud the film for.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, what I did appreciate about this film
Mm,
is I've seen other ones that have a similar setting as Witch Hunter era. There's a
mm,
devil, or maybe there isn't. And I like this film. It took a couple different directions
hmm
because you kind of expect like, okay, they're gonna accuse their daughter, there's gonna be a trial, there's gonna be a witch hunt, and they kept it small. It was kept local to their farm, which I
mm,
liked. I think it played really well into the idea of isolation
yeah.
and what that does to you. I think
Mhm.
it was an interesting choice to make this film centered on the family and their farm instead of in a larger town setting. I feel like that's
Mm.
typically what, with this sort of story pitch, you would say, okay, so they're all going to be in the town together. There's going to be like the pastor who's actually the evil one,
Yeah.
and all of these, I guess, tropes of
Mm,
this sort of story. And while this film wasn't afraid to use tropes, I like that it went in a different direction for some of them.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, and also, I will always love a film, especially a horror historical one, that
Mm.
sort of looks at the role of women
Mm-hmm.
and how you show that Thomason wasn't at fault
Yes.
for anything.
Or no,
Almost anything. She was still
almost
at fault for
anything.
some stuff.
Well, let's leave that for the next segment.
Hmm.
We're gonna
Okay, I'll leave it at
we're gonna
that,
leave
but
that. Is it
I'll say something else then.
go on?
Um, I think to look at it through this film through like a feminism lens or an ecology
Mm,
lens or something like that, I would have to do more reading or more look at it. I think when it comes to this style of film, just because I feel like it's your, typical English A level
yeah.
GCSE thing, and also
Yeah.
like background, is looking at the religious
Mm,
presence in the film
mm-hmm.
and the whole Puritan idea of religion. And it was very interesting to think about like, well, obviously that's how religion is going to work back then.
Yeah.
You have no your baby like full on just went poof. You have no explanation for what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, maybe it's a wolf. So I like the scene where the husband and wife are talking and he's like, "Look, we've never had any like stillborn children or miscarriages. Like we've had all of these children."
Yeah.
And in that era, that is incredibly rare, I would assume, to have
Yeah.
all these healthy like five kids and it's fine. And he
Yeah.
was trying to justify it to be like, well, maybe just, God took him because, it was gonna happen to us at some time. It was interesting to see them. And I wish sometimes films would play more in the space of what would be the justification in the minds of the people at the time in the
Mm,
Puritan era. Like, how do you explain the supernatural other than just saying witch?
yeah.
It was a she devil who did it. Like, I like that they did have a little bit of how can we explain to ourselves what is happening,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, like kind of a quiet discussion, quiet accusation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just really like also the giant pile of wood that when the dad gets gored
Mm-hmm.
by the goat and he like dies. And that's the first time you see how giant the stack of wood
It's
that he's been
huge.
making. Because you keep the scenes throughout the whole film, he's chopping wood
Yeah.
all the time. There's a really intense scene where it's getting closer and closer to him to
The
the stump,
foreshadowing
and
goes
there's like
crazy.
some foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the line where Anya Taylor-Joy Thomason, she's like, "All you do is cut wood. You can't hunt. You can't feed us. You can't do anything."
Mm.
And you're like, "Okay, she's probably just a bit annoyed. Their luck is down." And then you see the giant pile of wood. Not just the one that fell onto him. There's a whole other giant pile of
Yeah.
wood,
It's
like
like he has been
next to
doing
it. And
something.
you're like, he's only been doing wood chopping.
Wood.
Which, to be fair, in his defense, he did build that entire house
Yeah,
out of
okay.
the
Well,
wood.
let's applaud him.
So he's
Mm.
probably got like in my like headcanon analysis,
Mm,
he's probably got like a carpentry background. Like he built the house
probably.
and it's all whatever.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting point
I mean, it
where,
was common back then to build your own house, though.
yeah. But I think it's also interesting because I think this brings another piece. They don't know
Mm.
what they're doing.
No.
These are immigrants from England where presumably they were talking about their house had glass. They had
Yeah.
all these old, not not novelties, but old sort of styles of life that they're used to. So they were probably coming from a more urban area.
Hmm.
And then they decide, probably the father decides, we're going to the New World. They he's so filled with pride, as he says, the sin of pride, that he's like, no, I can have a homestead. That he basically gets them kicked out of the only community that's there.
Yeah.
There's no one else who's going to help them. And I find it really interesting in this setting where, like, well, they can't do anything. The horse is gone. We can't go to town for help. That's like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I find that a really interesting aspect of horror when you're like the isolation piece,
Hmm. And
especially for a
the
film like
ice,
this.
yeah, and the isolation is something we're going to touch on um later on in this episode. Because this segment is just your initial opinions. So is that
Hmm.
everything you want to say from
Um,
from just watching the film, just, like half
I
an hour
will
ago?
say I kind of enjoyed this. Not enjoyed. I think it was nice to see slander.
Okay.
Slander's a strong word. Of so yeah, I guess final thoughts. I was gripped by the film. I
Mm.
was supposed to be doing laundry, eating my dinner while watching this. I did not. After the first 5 minutes, I didn't want to eat anymore. I couldn't look away. So I will say the film has that going for it.
Mm.
On the other hand, I don't know if I fully understand the ending yet or what I'm meant to take from it.
Okay.
I think I might just need to think about it more or
I
read
think that's
explanations.
Yeah, I think that's quite a common response. I didn't know what to take of the ending until I did a bit more research on it, and it's something we'll touch on in later in the episode and in
Mm-hmm.
future episodes on The Witch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, is that everything you wanted to
I
say?
think so. I think that's everything I have, other than like, sometimes if times get hard,
You
just make a giant pile of wood, just keep chopping.
just keep chopping. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we'll call this little segment. Just keep chopping.
Yeah,
Jess's thoughts, just keep chopping.
exactly. Well,
I
with
have one question actually. Is this a film that you would have is this a film you would have had on your watch list? Would you have
I
wanted to watch it if you saw it
I
advertised?
don't know. I
Mm,
think I may have watched it.
mm.
I don't know if I would have finished it after the intro
Okay.
because it was a bit much. I mean,
No,
I'm
I
not
get
very
that.
good. I'm not very good at watching horror by
Hmm.
myself because I will pause stuff and leave it to go have a walk around and be like, "Oh my God."
Mm.
Um, and I say that, but my module next term is about horror, so
Have fun.
that's great.
You might be watching The
Uh,
Witch.
It'll be interesting. You might be. I find horror films very interesting,
Hmm.
especially ones like this where there's like it's not just trying to gross you out. There's like a meaning to it.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I have to sit with it for a while, and I have watched similar things before. Like I don't know if you recall the three-part Netflix horror movie.
No.
So essentially, it took place across three films. It's the Fear Street trilogy.
Oh, I've heard of it. I've never seen it
So
though.
part one, part two, part three. So it's the first part takes place in
Hmm.
1994, then 1978, and 1666. And it all takes place within the same town, and the stories link.
Hmm.
And essentially, it has the same cast to kind
Yeah.
of show how generations there's these curses. And the
Hmm.
1666 one was kind of a similar idea, where there's this curse and all this, but it was more witch hunty because it was in a village rather than the
Mm.
small town. So I do like the deviation from this, I guess, micro genre of horror
Yeah. Yeah.
that they're trying things out. But I don't know if I would have watched it by myself if it hadn't been recommended to me by
If
you
I
for the
hadn't have
pod.
made you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting. A lot of people on my module, they hadn't seen the film, and I don't think from the seminar discussion, it sounded like it was a film that not a lot of people would have wanted to have watched. They would have preferred to watch The
Yeah.
Lighthouse or one of Edgar's other amazing films,
Which
and
I
not
guess that's
The
what
Witch.
I guess that's what they kind of do with horror. Like you're supposed to be uncomfortable. You could
Yeah,
argue that.
which this film definitely achieves, just from the first scene, first
Mm-hmm.
few scenes. But yeah, anyway, so I think that concludes your initial thoughts. This is a good little segment. Um, so
Yeah.
let's skip to future us. Ta, ta. It's like the little doodaloo doodaloo.
Oh, the
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, cool.
mm-hmm.
We did it.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the latest episode of Cine-Mess.
We hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to go and follow us on our socials, our Instagram is,
At Cine-Mess Podcast.
our TikTok is.
At Cine-Mess Podcast.
Do we have any other social media?
At the moment, no, we don't. Maybe we'll hop on Blue Sky or something.
Maybe. And we'll have a website at some point.
At some point.
At some point.
But
But if
anyway,
you don't follow us on any of those platforms,
you're a
go
loser.
do it. Yeah.
Follow us.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You've watched all the way to the end. You're still watching right now to this very second, and you haven't followed us at all anywhere else?
Okay,
That's boring.
slightly threatening. I'm very
Okay,
sorry.
I won't be threatening. Please be nice and follow us on our socials for updates on episodes and to send us recommendations of different films to cover.
Yeah,
We do lots of fun stuff.
we do, and we cover a lot of different weird films. So
Yeah, and we have.
don't be scared to send in an odd weird film.
Yeah, don't be
will
scared.
we will maybe review
Please don't
it.
be scared.
No, please don't. Well, maybe after this you might be scared.
Okay, but also we have content on TikTok, for example, that is exclusive to TikTok. So check us out over there. We do some great things. We do a lot of There was a brief period where we did a lot of audio impressions.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, we'll leave it there because this is a very long outro now.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.